Hey everyone, it's WHM Brick Bros back with another video, and today I have a review of the Dark Trooper Attack Set. This set is 75324. It has 166 pieces, which seems awfully low for this set. It retailed for $30, and it released on March 1st, just yesterday, as of recording this video. I picked this up on Amazon. If you want to buy it yourself, I can link that in the description. I will only link Amazon because I don't love buying from Lego, and it just makes it easier on me. This is an overall amazing set. I'm really happy with what Lego did with this set. There are, some things that, I maybe don't love so much, but they're so minor that we're gonna get into all my thoughts. But first, basically, we're gonna do, like every review, we're gonna get into the minifigs, box, and the actual build, and how you can place your minifigs, and then some little things you can do to, maybe make it a little more fun to play with or more interesting to display. So, what I'm going to do here is we're going to start with the box, then go to the minifigs, then the build, and then the final thoughts. So, let's start with the box and, I guess, instructions too. I'll just take a quick look at them. The box is fantastic. This new box art, they perfected it. And I love the Mandalorian with Grogu here. In his little stroller. It looks phenomenal. I love the black box art with the orange stripe. The, greebling of black around here. You have the nice, angle of the attack of the Dark Troopers. You've got the minifigures down here, Luke Skywalker and 3 Dark Troopers. It's interesting to see that they're doing 3 different ones. A lot of times they'll be, times 3. But I guess they do have the space here to do that, so we'll see. There are a lot of stickers on the set, as you may notice. But turning around to the side, you get a nice look at Luke Skywalker entering from the elevator, and then just some more black. Bottom, just really useless stuff that no one really cares about. But you got Lego and Star Wars and some information that I never read. Around the side, it does have the Lego Life app, where you can share your creations, I guess, something like that. And then it has a life-size, or not life-size, but actual size minifig of Luke Skywalker. Here's the other one. As you can see, it is actually the right size, sort of. I have the wrong one in my hand, because I don't want to take the other one off the stand for later. But then we have some writing here, something in another language. And then you turn around to the back, and you've kind of got the same thing. It shows you all the features, which I am going to get into. A bunch of different things that you can do with this set. And it looks really nice. I love the, Moff-Gideon's light cruiser background. It is kind of weird, though, that it's back here, and this is, at such a wacky angle compared. I don't love that. But overall, it looks really good. I'm also noticing that these pieces here that they use to angle it are not quite as steep as this, but, that doesn't really matter. No one would notice. I'm just kind of seeing that. Alright, so now that I've taken a look at the box, I'm going to take a look at the instructions. Exactly the same, just front cover. Looks really nice. It does have, a QR code. I think that's where you can scan it and, get instructions that are like this or something. I'm not sure. And then you'll see it does have 2 bags, not too big. It is a $30 set. It does seem really low piece count for $30, but you're getting a lot. You're getting 3 Dark Troopers to start and a Luke Skywalker. That bumps up the price to at least $15, $20 dollars. A $20 set with just those guys would make it worth it, or a $15 set with just the figures would make it worth it. And then add in this build, which, maybe it's worth $15, makes it really nice. So then it just goes through the instructions, nothing too special. You got the robot on the back. I don't know why they always do that. Then you've got all the parts. They said not too many in this set. And then it's got all the ones that kind of relate to the Mandalorian on this side. And then over here it's got all these sets from the Winter Wave here. You've got It's set, then you've got Boba Fett's Palace. You'll see a review of that coming out soon, maybe a week from now about or so, maybe earlier, we'll see. Maybe that'll be like more of an exclusive video that I'll do on a time without not following my schedule. And then this, just some of the other sets from that time, and then it goes right back into the... I'm not a huge fan of this whole star thing. It's just kind of weird. I don't love it. But, you know, it is what it is. It's not a big deal. Alright, so now let's jump into the minifigure. Okay, so we're going to get into these minifigs right here. The first minifig I am going to put on this stand is Luke Skywalker. Luke looks really good. Overall, I really like his torso design. It looks really nice. It is kind of reflective of the one that we got last year, similar time, in that shuttle that I greatly improved. It does come with a little hood like he has in the show. A nice, it's the softer, spongier kind of cape, which I really like that he did that. Lift up the cape. You do notice a little nice back printing. Not a lot there. The leg printing around on the front is really nice. Simple, but not too much. It is kind of disappointing that you don't get a hair piece, but you can turn the head around and you have a more happy look. And you can put if I take the hair from this, you can put the hair on him that way. And look at him there. He's kind of angry in that look. You do have a nice lightsaber with a nice black hand, because that's where he always wears his glove. So that's really nice there. I really like that Luke Skywalker figure. It's really a nice addition. It is annoying, though, if you're going to buy a bunch of these sets. I definitely understand that from a perspective. Alright, so this is the Dark Trooper. We've gotten this once before in Moff Gideon's Light Cruiser, which released in August of 2021. This is a phenomenal figure. It is so good. LEGO perfected this, unlike how they completely messed up the helmet portion of this. They built a helmet set out of it, and they completely ruined it. But basically, you've got that really nice helmet, which is actually not dual molded, as many people might think. It's actually has this red piece here. It almost kind of replicates this in a way, as a red head, kind of tries to, I guess. And then you put this over it, and you see the Dark Eyes, Red Eyes 3. It looks really good. And then the torso printing is really nice. They use that extra piece here, and I'll remove that to show you. But they use this extra piece here to kind of beef him up, which I think makes him look so much better. This little piece here. One thing I have a complaint about is they don't do as much detail. They don't do as much detail on it as they do on this torso. And I know it's really hard to see because the lighting is just, not great for whatever reason. But there you can see the detail a little bit better. Alright, there you go. And then, but on this, you'll notice it doesn't quite have the same amount of detail. And when you cover it up, you do still get that lower part, but it just doesn't look quite the same. And I wish they did a little more detail, but it overall looks really good. That really beefs it up. Really nice leg printing all around, and then on the back you'll be able to see that, which looks really nice. And like I said, all the Dark Troopers are the same. There's no difference in them. They don't look any different. I do really like the blaster that they're using now. So I'm not going to show you every single Dark Trooper because there's not really a point in doing so. So those are all the figures. Now let's jump into the build. Okay, so this is the build. It is really nice. It's very clean from, I guess, one point of view. Looking at it like this, not so clean. Like this, not so clean. But from this angle, it looks really nice. Or from this angle. And that's why I'm a huge fan of it. It's a great display piece. Put it in the corner of your table. Put it on the corner of your desk in your office. And place the figures on it, and it's going to look really good. And I really like that about this set, is that it really does a really nice display piece for $30. And it's cheap, and it's not too big. I know there's very few pieces used because these are like giant stickered pieces that I think actually make it look really nice, and I'm not complaining. There's this really nice sticker piece up here that signifies that the elevator goes up, and then it lights that up when it's at the level. I really try to put these really close together because if you don't, it looks weird. So I did do that. That was helpful. And then in here, you do get that really nice Imperial stickering, like that classic Imperial lights. That looks really good. And you can turn the elevator around, which I'll get to later. Right here, you get a nice control pad that I love the look of. And it is actually at the perfect height for someone to reach in and press the buttons on it. Couldn't see that very well here. Let me turn it like this. Here, let me use a Dark Trooper. It's going to be easier to show you, but you can turn it so that someone is hitting that button and trying to activate the elevator. So that's really nice. That's a great detail that I really am a fan of. Then you get a lot of nice detailing with stickers and all kinds of stuff, some grates, and then on top you have a really nice just little extra grates, which I really think adds a lot to the build. I really am a big fan of that. Now into the play feature. This is a great display model, but it also packs in tons of little features that do not take away from the build whatsoever. So you can take Luke Skywalker, you're going to deactivate his lightsaber, because it won't work if his lightsaber is activated. And you're going to put him on the back two studs. It actually doesn't work on the front two studs. Make sure he's leaning all the way back, because otherwise it looks kind of weird. So he's in there just like that. And what you can do is you can turn it around and pretend like the elevator's not up yet. You can place your Dark Troopers here as if they were waiting for Luke to come up as they were in the show. So you can place them, maybe they're in a line or something. And then what you can do, this is like a really fun play feature that I really am a huge fan of with this set. You take this and you can take this little knob up here and you can turn it, and it comes around as if the door were opening. Now, again, Luke Skywalker is not necessarily supposed to turn around, but it looks fine, and it doesn't necessarily take away from the build, because you can just display it like this if you really want, and you can get that angle from in there or whatever. And then, say these Dark Troopers kind of scatter or somewhat, and this one decides to come over here and is firing at Luke. This one's maybe one appears from on this side, and then you've got one back here that's firing. And so then you've already got all the space that you can play around with, but then you can take Luke and activate his lightsaber, and then he can step off the elevator, and you can put him on this little thing here. I wonder what that does. That really doesn't do anything. And you can stick him there. You can maybe make him in a little bit better of a pose. And then what you can do is you can put out his hand and make this Dark Trooper look like he's being force pushed. And that's what this little thing does here. You can pull it back as if he's being pushed and he might be destroyed from there. And I love that feature. It doesn't necessarily look, it kind of looks realistic in a way if you, through camera. In person, it's not the greatest. You can just pull it back or pull it back fast, he's just getting pushed back. Like this. And then this Dark Trooper could come up and try to attack him, and you can take this little thing here and just turn it, and it looks like he's fighting off the Dark Trooper. He's slashing his lightsaber around. If you move the Dark Trooper, you can really move him almost 360 degrees. It's just his lightsaber hit, so if you tilt his lightsaber up. And those are basically the three features that I am a huge fan of. It doesn't take away from the build, because if you display it like this, you don't really see that gap. I wish this was dark gray, though, because if you're looking at it from above. And it is also really cool, because if you buy a bunch of these, you can extend the hallway down this way. These aren't supposed to be here, but I added these from extra pieces, because I just think it looks a little better. And I would have done that here, but there's not more extra pieces. And it really, really really adds to it, even though it's not even still taking away. And if you really aren't a fan of these and you don't like them, it's really easy to remove them and put in some pieces that you may already have in your collection to just fill that in. It even already gives you like a piece that you could put on this if you just put in a random colored brick in there. It's also really sturdy and has a really nice brick built base. Obviously they don't need to put a lot under here, so they don't. And it just looks really nice. And then I was also thinking about, like, how can you display this differently? And the first thing that came to mind is that there is that scene at the end where the Mandalorian removes his helmet. Now, obviously, LEGO has never made a face print for him, which is annoying and very disappointing. But they will be making one for the Mandalorian Starfighter. But basically, if you had that for future, or you can just have him with his helmet on, you can take Luke, and you're supposed to have R2-D2, but I don't have him with me. And then you can take Grogu. Actually, he's probably want to remove his hair, or put on his hair instead. And this is like someone who has like a lot of minifigs, so maybe you can't do this, but I really like this feature that you really can do whatever you want with this. There's so many ways, and then you could put Grogu right there and have him like saying goodbye to the Mandalorian. And I just really like that. That's actually, it's a very simple scene to recreate, and you could throw an R2 like right here. Here's one, except for he doesn't have the head piece. That's strange. But you could put R2 like right here, and you know, if he had the head. that's kind of funny. I do not have a head for him. He's probably somewhere down here, as you maybe saw in my Sunday video. This place is cluttered, and I don't have a lot of, space. I just thought that was a really cool scene to recreate, and really nice addition. So now let's get into my final thoughts on this, and basically overall, like, do I think this set is worth it? And I say yes. Go out and buy this. This is definitely almost the most worthwhile set that there's gonna be, this like $30 set that you've ever seen. This is the best $30 set LEGO's probably ever made. It's very accurate and also throws in lots of play features. It's a great display model, but kids can have tons of fun playing around with it. So it's like such a good combination, and LEGO did such a great job with this that I'm really happy with what LEGO's done. And unlike with a lot of sets, like the 501st Battle Pack, they greatly messed up the speeders, and they greatly messed up the ATRT and that kind of thing. And I've actually redone the speeder here. You'll see this is a kind of a copy of Clone Customs. It looks a lot better and more to scale. But that's irrelevant right now. It's something where they just messed that up a lot. There was a lot of good figures in that set, but this, you get 3 Dark Troopers, which is totally even worth, these things are now no longer rare. They were selling for a ton for a while there. But you get 3 Dark Troopers, and if you buy a bunch of these, you can put them together. This is what I love. You can put them together and create a giant hallway, which just makes it so much better, even more fun. And then you can create that and expand that, and you've got all these control panels. You might even be able to create like a control room and like the bridge of the ship and create that doorway with all these different things and have the Dark Troopers lined up. You can create a whole network of hallways with this if you buy a ton of these sets. And that's what I love with what LEGO's done, is they've really made a set that you can buy a bunch of, get the accurate amount of Dark Troopers. I think there were maybe there were 30, maybe there were 12. I don't know. There's a lot of numbers floating around. I do not know the exact number. But you can buy 5, 10, 15 of these sets, put your Dark Troopers in. You'd have a lot of extra Lukes, but, that's irrelevant at the moment. And have them just, you can set it up in a really nice way and have a giant, really cool display piece. And I plan to do that, but my budget is low right now, and so I will get these when these go on sale probably more, and I'll probably get maybe 4 of these at some point and create one big hallway. And that should be a lot of fun video. Look forward to that in like coming months. I wouldn't expect it too quickly. But I do think, even though the piece count is not high, it's still completely worth it. 166 pieces is not something that you'd expect a worthwhile set for $30. But LEGO perfected this, and there's so much you can do with it. So that's pretty much my overall thoughts. It's definitely worth it. You definitely want to pick it up. If you're a fan of LEGO or Star Wars, it's such a great set to pick up. And it's like really, like even this, I am going to put this on my shelf or on my table somewhere and just display it somewhere and make it like look really nice, and it's gonna be perfect. It's not too big. Like if you like are in college and you just want like a small LEGO set to display that looks good, this is what you want. This is perfect. If you live in a small apartment or something and you don't have a lot of space, this is exactly what you want. And it looks really nice on a shelf. It's a ton of fun to play with. So LEGO, I think, just really made this set what it needed to be, what they've been meant to be making. A lot of the sets that they've been making have been so clean, so nice, and it's just been, like, really well done lately by LEGO. Boba Fett's throne room, I know people have been complaining that it's not a palace, but it's still, like, a really nice set. And the Mandalorian Starfighter, really clean. They did a good job with the minifigures, and they're actually going to give Din Djarin a face print now. Like, they have come all out and perfected this. And I am really happy with that. And they're probably going to give us maybe what the fans really want this summer, an AT-TE and maybe a gunship. So that's going to be a lot of fun to see what's coming out. LEGO's really gone all out now. I'm really happy with that. But that's about it for my thoughts. If you want to see any more content like this, tons of stuff on my channel, hit that button in the bottom and you'll go right to my channel page. But anything like that, please subscribe. And if you like this video, put a like on the video. It's greatly appreciated. And that's going to be it for this video. This is WHM Brick Bros signing off. I'll see you all guys next time. Goodbye.